You clicked on this video because there is a task you are avoiding. Watching another tutorial might feel like progress, but it is currently just another form of procrastination. We are going to stop that. Over the next 6 minutes, we will translate abstract psychology into a physical 5-step blueprint. By the time the screen goes dark, you will be equipped to finish that specific task. Shift from a passive viewer to an active participant. Grab a pen and a blank piece of paper now. Digital notes provide too much distraction. You need physical tools to build this structure. Select the one task you have been actively avoiding and write it down at the very top of the page. Make it specific, something like finish Q3 expense report. Avoid vague life goals like becoming more productive. This protocol requires a concrete target to act as an anchor, or the psychological mechanics will have nothing to grip. By locking a specific task onto that paper, you have converted an overwhelming cloud of anxiety into a manageable, contained experiment. The first phase of the blueprint requires isolating the task from the emotional weight you've assigned to it. You do this by setting rigid boundaries around the point of entry. Define the absolute minimum viable action required to simply start. Ignore the effort needed to finish. Focus only on the single micro-movement that breaks the stillness. This tracker will monitor our build. For step 1, write your minimum viable action directly under your task heading. If you need to write a report, the action is open the document and type the header. Now attach that minimum action to an unavoidable environmental trigger, a physical event that already occurs in your daily routine. As we move to step 2, keep the trigger simple. It should be a reflexive habit, like setting down car keys or opening your laptop lid. Write your specific trigger next to your minimum action. It should follow a clear logic. When I sit in this chair, I will type the header. Defining the start line and the trigger removes the need to wait for motivation. You have replaced a choice with a reflex. Starting is the first hurdle, but your brain will eventually try to negotiate an exit once the initial momentum fades. We must manipulate the friction of quitting. Introduce a micro-penalty for aborting the task. Much like the spring snapping back, walking away before completion must generate an immediate, uncomfortable friction. Pause the video if necessary and write down a concrete, enforceable penalty. It could be as simple as deleting a game from your phone or promising to clean the kitchen if you stop before the timer. This chart compares 2 ways to frame your progress. While seeking a reward is often a slow climb, escaping a negative state creates rapid momentum. We will redefine completion as an escape from pressure. Write down the immediate pain relief you will experience the moment the task is finished. Focus on the specific weight of the guilt or stress that will vanish from your mind. Your task is now surrounded. If you stop, you hit a penalty. If you continue, you reach immediate relief. By systematically manipulating these internal pressures, your brain begins to view task execution as the actual path of least resistance. We must close the final psychological escape route. Left to its own devices, a mind will negotiate with deadlines until the very last second. Create a harsh, non-negotiable time constraint. This task must end within the next hour, regardless of how much of it you think you can finish. Write that strict, immediate deadline at the bottom of your paper. Review your paper from top to bottom. Confirm your 5 parameters: the task, the action, the trigger, the penalty, and the relief. Ensure the language is binary. Either you did it or you didn't. You have stripped the intimidation from the task, reducing it to a physical algorithm sitting right in front of you. This diagram shows our completed build. The ambiguous task you were avoiding is now entirely boxed in by the blueprints on your desk. The instant discipline protocol is now complete. Close the video, set your timer, begin the task immediately. Discipline comes from the architecture you build, not the feelings you wait for. Relentlessly execute the system.